Hi, it's Lauren. So for my community experience, I had the opportunity to interview a homosexual who was raised a member of the church but is now inactive, and it was very interesting, and I definitely learned a lot. He kind of told me a lot about just like his story and how he got to where he's at today. And he started off with his childhood experience, and how even in elementary school were kind of those first times that he realized that he was kind of different from the other kids, the other boys in class. He felt like he was a little bit more feminine, but he obviously didn't know what that meant or anything. He just thought he was different, and he did say that he was bullied a little bit because of it. And he mentioned that he wished the teacher would have had more prevention with this bullying, and just making him feel more loved and accepted in the classroom. And so I thought that was really important for us, because this can be a time where it's crucial in their development, and so we need to make sure that they do feel loved and accepted. And then he kind of went on to his middle school years, and how the bullying, or like being made fun of, kind of continued. He didn't really think anything of it. He just knew he was different. When the other boys would talk about other girls, he couldn't relate, and so he knew there was something a little bit different, but he still didn't really recognize it. It wasn't until high school till he finally admitted to himself that being gay could be a possibility. He said, I thought it was interesting, because he said he dated a lot of girls, but he never felt sexually attracted to them. He loved their company, and he said he loved them as people, as a person, but there was none of that like sexual attraction there, he said. So that's when he started recognizing, I could be gay, and he said that this scared him so bad, because he was a Mormon and he did believe in it, and it went against everything that we believe, that Mormons believe. So he thought his life would be ruined, so he just tried to deny it and to ignore it. And so he did decide to serve a mission, and it kind of wasn't until after he got back that things started to change. He said he was kind of home for about like a month, and he kind of just started accepting the fact that this was hard, like he had these feelings, and he didn't know what to do. He said as he was kind of starting to come out of the closet, a lot of people tried to talk to him. He said mostly indirectly that he was going down the wrong path, and they were kind of starting to treat him differently, and he noticed that. And so as soon as he had like those people that were kind of negative influences on him, he kind of just like cut them out of his life. But he did keep the ones that were positive influence, that were supportive and loving, including Mormons. Like he had a lot of Mormon friends at that time, and was totally like wanting help and support from them. And so he said he was very grateful for that love and support. And so I just think in any circumstance, with any minority, with any person, we as teachers just have such an important role to be aware of everyone's self-worth, and that they are children of God, and to just love them like Christ would, and be supportive and accepting of them. So these friends that would try to talk to him, tell him, what are you doing, dude? He said that it didn't really change anything for him. Obviously, though, like, no one can change you. Only you have to decide if you want to change, and through the atonement you can change, but no one else can do that for you. And so I think it's important as teachers that we recognize that will never be able to change our students, but we can influence them. They decide to change, but we definitely have a big role in that. And so we just always need to be very loving and supportive and accepting with whatever they do, and compassionate towards them. I thought it was interesting because throughout the interview he mentioned a lot of differences that his other gay friends had coming out of the closet, and maybe they felt discriminated with this or that. And it just kind of made me realize that just because I interviewed one person doesn't mean that all gays are like this or had these experiences. And so this kind of goes along with a single story, that I only interviewed one person, and yes, like my understanding kind of where he came from opened a lot, but that doesn't mean that that's how every gay is. And so we just need to be aware of the single story, the danger of it, and always have an open mind. And he talked a lot about also, he thought it would be a good idea as educators to, if the subject ever comes up in an elementary school classroom, to not be afraid to be open about it and be like, yeah, sometimes girls like girls or guys like guys, and obviously, like, don't go into like the sexual detail, but he said that would have helped, and just being open about it from a young age, he would feel more comfortable. He believes that like people would feel more comfortable with him, and he wouldn't feel as different. So I thought that was interesting. So I learned a lot from this interview, and yeah, that's it.